This is Chit and Chat, the encouraging one another podcast. Interview musicians, comedians, sports personalities, and basically whoever has a story. And that's pretty much anyone. Get back and relax with a fun time of encouragement and great music by artists from all over the world. This is Chit and Chat, the encouraging one another podcast. What it's always about, encouraging others. Hello and welcome to Chit Chat, the encouraging one on the podcast. I'm your host, Jody Sheffield. So glad you're back for another fun, exciting, encouraging episode. As always, we're back with a great interview, some great music. My goal has always been to encourage someone out there, perhaps going through some hard times and difficulties. The first song we're playing today is Angel of the Emerald Isle for my guest today. Love the song, love the scenery. Pack your bags and go to this amazing place. My guest today is Clare Cunningham, independent singer-songwriter from Ireland. She's in Nashville, Tennessee now, and her raspy Celtic voice is always soulful, and it's pretty amazing. She's written and released a bunch of songs and been nominated and won a bunch of awards as well. On May 18th, 2023, she stood on stage at the Grand Ole Opry and performed. Can't wait to hear her story. We're also sharing another song by her called Clovers, and some more songs as well here on Chit and Chat, the encouraging one on the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Clare Cunningham here on Chit and Chat. This next song is by Clare Cunningham. I just love her music. I'm excited to get her on the podcast in the near future. This is called Angel of the Emerald Isle.
The streets of Ireland hold many a tale, and I'm going to tell you just the one. So close your eyes, listen within, and you just might believe when I'm done. The fog was rolling on the eve of December 24th. And an angel, wings white as snow, would appear, leaving gifts for the poor. And they called her, and they called her Angel of the Emerald Isle. Oh, they called her, yes, they called her Angel of the Emerald Isle. On each doorstep lay heavenly things, sweet treasure to have and to hold. Beneath the clothing lay hope and joy, with pots full of silver and gold. And they called her, and they called her Angel of the Emerald fog rolled in so doubly dark, I felt her wing brush softly across my Irish heart. And they called her, and they called her, angel of the emerald light. Oh, they called her, yes, they called her, angel of the emerald light. Angel of the emerald light.
Hello there.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad. I hear you're in a rush, so we'll make this short and sweet. Just have some fun. Already.
Good.
For folks out there who might not know who you are, share a little bit about yourself, Miss Clare Cunningham.
Yes. Hi. So my name is Clare Cunningham. I'm originally from Ireland, and I've been living in America for a little over 6 years. I kind of always was in the music industry. I started writing poetry as a young child. All my further education was in music. And then I took up playing keyboard to start. Then it went to piano, then self-taught myself guitar at around 16. And I was always writing poetry as a child. And yeah, just kind of wanted to further my career in music. So decided to get a degree in it and started my first professional band when I moved to the UK, Smoking Aces. And then through that band, I got headhunted on YouTube by an all-female Swedish heavy classic rock band out in Sweden, obviously. And yeah, my career kind of excelled from there. And then I kind of just made my way up to America then as a solo artist. It's my story that is like really quick snapshot of my entire. It's way too long to go into, to be honest.
3 episodes later, and we'll get the whole last story.
Like, yeah, literally, like, that's why I always tell people, like, honestly, if you really want to know the full like story, like, I have a very long bio on my website as well that kind of like details a little more, but yeah, it's hard to just say in a sentence or two.
Did you have someone encourage you or inspire you really to be in the music along your music career, your music journey, or just kind of the love of music to your heart, maybe to your soul, perhaps?
Yeah, I think more the latter. Obviously, we all grow up loving music. I don't think there's a single soul on the planet that doesn't like music, you know, because it fuels everybody and every emotion. But it was something that I just, because the music's a gift, you know, and I truly believe the Lord had instilled that gift into me, and I was very blessed to find that really early on in life, you know, and just hone in on it from day one. So yeah, it definitely was the calling upon my life. I knew for sure. I felt it very early on.
You moved around often. You've been in different bands. What'd you learn about yourself doing? As you play in different bands and groups, and did you learn stuff about yourself, and you get better and better and better?
Yeah, sure. I think every day I'm always learning something about myself, but you know, being in bands versus being solo, you know, you have to involve everybody, you know, and it's a relationship. So when you're in a band or in any musical scenario, you're very much in a tight space with people and different like personalities and different wants and needs. So you do learn to not suppress yourself in a way, but you do have to learn to ride the wave of other people and other energies around. And you know, with any relationship, you learn somebody and you learn their ways, and so as do they yours. And so, you know, there is advantages, of course, to being in bands, but there are also advantages of I find being, a bit more solo, where you have a little more free reign to come and go. But that's like somebody who's single versus somebody who's married. There's a blessing in sometimes in both. So, but yeah, I was always learning. And you find your strengths and your weaknesses amongst others, I think, and it can bring out the best of you, but it can also bring out the worst too.
Speaking of on the go, you're on the go right now, aren't you? You're driving to a gig, aren't you?
No, so I had a studio session.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was awesome. It was completely different to anything people usually hear. So yeah, my music's going in a little bit of a different direction, this year and going forward. So yeah, there's lots of exciting things to happen. But yeah, just been in studio. So.
Well, backtrack a little bit. Fast forward a few years, you have a bunch of paperwork. You packed your bags. You moved to the USA. Of all places, Nashville, Tennessee. Why Nashville? Just kind of called to you or what?
So as somebody from Ireland, like Nashville is very appealing in general because we do have, like, I'm not a country artist, right? So I have elements of country in my vocal, abilities, but at one point I contemplated on going down the country music scene. And so growing up at home with that culture, we have our own country scene and American country artists as well. But it was an easy kind of decision for me because I felt like I was drawn to here and I'd never even visited. America is so like diverse. Like people, in Europe might not think that it's so diverse, but it is. But actually, initially, I was planning on LA.
Okay.
Because it's more my like vibe, as in, health wise and lifestyle wise. But I don't know. I know the South is just so open, and I don't know. I felt something here, but realistically, what I did find here was Jesus. So
Amen.
he already kind of know he knew the people that I was going to be connected with.
Yes.
And so I know that's the real reason why. It was not anything to do with music, more to do with finding him and then creating the music and having the right people around me to be able to do that. So yeah, I think that was definitely more why Nashville.
And you sing all over the place, but I think the most memorable one you'll probably never forget is singing at the Grand Ole Opry. How cool was that?
Oh, like a dream come true, my friend. Yeah, I will not sugarcoat the fact that was just the highlight of my career. It'll be very hard to top something like that, and even if it was something like a huge arena, there's something so pivotal and prestigious about the Grand Ole Opry that, little old me growing up would have never, ever, ever have imagined it. And now that I live here and I see that that's pretty much on everybody's bucket list, I feel just it's almost like it didn't happen now. It's like it's crazy. It's something that I do not take for granted, but something I will treasure for the rest of my life, stepping on that stage. So very, very blessed.
How nervous were you walking on stage and kind of people who've been there, the many, golly, tons and tons of musicians, been around forever. What was that like? You get chills? Are you nervous? All the above?
I kind of wasn't nervous. I was more like ready, because I'll tell you why. Nerves for me are something that don't happen a massive amount only if I feel unprepared. And that song I have sung to, like, almost every day for the last like 6 years. So I wasn't concerned about the song. I was more concerned about, can I walk in this dress across the stage without falling? Because I bought the dress online and never wore it. And so it was that I was more concerned about. Plus, because they set everything up for you, and obviously the worst thing that could happen happened. My power went out on the pedal that I had, and that's why I had to crouch down and put the power back in, move the pedal to where I needed it to be,
Mm-hmm.
and but in that what felt like an eternity looking back on the video wasn't, but it was definitely less than ideal. But I was like, yeah, true Clare fashion, of course. Something will go wrong. But yeah, no, I was more excited than nervous. Um, yeah, I believe I wasn't, yeah.
I've gone through and listened to some of your songs, and I love Clovers. I love the song 23, which shows about that a little bit. You get baptized in that video. It feels
Yeah.
that video. The message is so powerful. Share about Clovers a little
Oh,
bit.
yes, I'm so glad you said that. I was just talking about it in the studio because the guys know Drac really well. So when I first moved to town, one of those Team Jesus, I call them, was Drac, Drac Gibson. He is my Papa Bear, and he's the guy who is in the video baptizing me, and he's the co-writer. So we met like pretty much very soon after I had first moved here, and the Lord had spoken to him, and he knew like I wasn't saved at the time upon meeting him, and he got to see the entire journey take place, but he was kind of already, the Lord had prophesied to him that that's what was going to happen, and it was amazing. So our relationship, musically just was beautiful. That was the first song we ever wrote.
Wow.
After I handed my life over to the Lord back in 2020, he had come up with this idea of Clovers, and we were just over and back on voice note, and got together then to lay down the foundation of the song that you hear today, and it grew the way I feel like I grew spiritually as well.
That's
And
awesome. Mm.
it was just one of those magnificent moments that I had never had, because that was the very first song that I wrote after deciding to hand my life back over to my Lord and Savior. And so it has such a special place in my heart always. And then I remember being out on a run about a year later, and we were planning for the video, and I thought the Lord just put it on my heart. He was like, ask Drac to re-baptize you. And so when I did, Drac was like, oh my God, really? Like that's so special to me. So, oh yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
what a wonderful, yeah. And he directed the whole thing, and he's amazing. He's just like, he's I feel like he's so underrated, but he's not in the music world to where, anybody who knows him knows exactly what he's done and the type of artist he's in the past. And he's just one of those super trustworthy, salt of the earth type of humans, him and his whole family, actually. So, yeah, very, very special song. So I'm
And
so glad you said that.
I love when Psalm 23 comes up. You're kind of in the woods. It's dark, and the words come over the voiceover. It's Psalm 23, and just
That's him. That's Drac
oh,
doing
it's
it.
so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's when he sent that to me, I was like, "Oh, dude." Yeah, and I'm
Another.
getting rid of my tattoos in it. So I have like this makeup that, because I want to be like, pure again. And so we're
Mhm.
getting rid of all the sins and all the things. And so like part of that was, using that while he said Psalm 23 over it. So yeah, it's
That's
pretty
cool.
awesome.
Right now, what does your faith mean to you? And I saw a video. You shared your faith and what you kind of the longer story and the things you challenges you faced and went through. What's that mean to you, and how do you use music and your ministry? I'll call it ministry, music, sharing Jesus, sharing
Yeah.
the gospel. What's that like mean to you?
Oh, it means everything. And I'll tell you why it means everything. Because when I first came back, I couldn't even say the Lord's name. Like I was too ashamed. I wasn't something I was very used to. And so, for me, I've, I'm growing all the time, but I'm so on fire for him because of how he is showing up in my life and what he does for me all the time. um, that I feel like it's just my due diligence to give back. And people can minister in many ways than just a pastor on a pulpit.
Hmm.
And that's what the beauty of music and the beauty of what I get to do. I get to minister all the time, as best I can. Not every song is obviously geared towards religion or spirituality, because obviously I do a lot of cultural songs too. um, but for me, it's really important that the message that people receive and get is always that of love and inspiration and just glory to my Lord, because He's given me this platform as well, and this ability to be able to do what I do. So absolutely, I think it's He's worthy of everything that I say and do.
That's awesome. Yes.
Yeah.
Can you share about your website and any projects you're working on that you maybe have coming out pretty soon?
I always have stuff going on. So stuff is always coming in as well. So I do my very best, obviously, to keep my website as up to date, because I'm it's me who's doing that. So as soon as something arises, I always try and do my best to get it up straight away. But it does involve a lot of work. But yeah, I think people, like, I'm very, very, very active on socials and things like that. So it is pretty easy, I think, if you're anyway technically, you know, not challenged, you'll find where I am. However, like, I always laugh because I get so many messages going, how can I buy your album? How can I buy this? How can I do this? Where is your show? Where can I get tickets? I'm like, I literally have it all, like, right there for you. Like, it's really, I think it's user friendly. So if anybody out there thinks I need to improve on that, please let me know. Because when you reply to a post where I put the link and then you're still asking how to buy it, I give up. And this happens all the time. So then I question myself. So I don't know. If anybody out there has tips and tricks for a gal, let me know.
Well, if you're ever in Washington State, so where I live, let me know. I'd love to meet you, have coffee with you, hear you sing. I wish you got the best. I thank you so much for your time. I pray
Oh
God
God,
continue.
anytime,
There you go.
anytime.
I
And
pray.
if you know anywhere that need, like, because I do all my own booking, so if you have a venue or there's a festival, I do reach out to people online. Sometimes I say, hey, I'm always open to suggestions and that. So yeah, let me know and I can hopefully make it happen. For
Yes, ma'am.
sure.
I wish you nothing
Yeah.
but the best. I pray God continues to bless you and your amazing music and your career. Thank you for the time. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you, and always as always for your platform. And I've heard others on here, and it's really great. People like yourself and anybody who gives an artist a platform to speak on and to be able to connect with people is always a beautiful thing. So I appreciate you just as much. Believe me.
Thank you very much. Claire Cunningham, you be safe.
You too. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Take care.
Thank you. Bye. You still there?
This will be our last song for this episode. It's so hard to get all these musicians off in the ISSA. There are thousands of them. And so in a few months, I'll do another one with more music from different artists from the ISSA. But as we wrap up, this last song, she is a singer-songwriter from Ireland originally, and now she is in Nashville singing songs. And came across her video on YouTube, and I've never been to Ireland, but it looks so amazing. This song is called Clovers, and definitely would like to go to Ireland one day and just kind of visit the land. And I love Celtic music. Music from that country is so amazing. So I hope you enjoy this song by Clare Cunningham called Clovers.
I turn to him for mercy and put my pride away. I hope he hears me calling, calling out his name, his name. I know he's waiting for me. He never left my side. For that I owe him everything. For that I owe my life. When clovers turn to blood and the rivers running red, I wash all doubts away. To the light I will be led. For I'm thirsty and I'm cold, but I'll find my home in you. I give up the world to drink from your cup. It's long overdue, overdue. My pen gave voice to my past disgrace. Now I've moved far from that shore. I breathe your light of forgiving grace. In clover fields aglow. Your spirit grows in my body as I push my sins away. Acid rest is trouble. I no longer live in shame. For no one's soul can chain me, can find a place to rest.
As you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you have no need to fear any evils. For my rock and my staff will comfort you. The grave is full of old versions of you. Follow me, and I will give you unspeakable joy.
When clovers turn to blood and the rivers running red, I wash all doubts away. To the light I will be led. For I'm thirsty and I'm cold, but I'll find my home in you.
Our next song is by Andrew Dean, If I Could.
If I could walk, I'd walk right back to you. If I could talk, I'd talk all day with you. If I could sing, I'd sing a song for you. If I could. If I could, if I could run, I'd run right back to you. If I could love you, I'd love you the whole day through. If I could see just one more glimpse of you. If I could, oh, if I could, to talk the talk and walk the walk, it's over now. And I just want to do those things again. But I just can't bring myself there right now. Oh, if I could, you know I would. If I could dance, I'd dance the night away. If I could hold you in that special way. If I could go back, I'd spend all night and day. If I could, oh, if I could. If I could walk, I'd walk right back to you. If I could talk, I'd talk all day with you. If I could sing just one more song for you. If I could, oh, if I could, if I could, you know I
What a great song by Andrew Dean, If I Could. What are people saying about this podcast?
I love it. You guys are so great.
Thanks. We're getting a song for you lined up here in just 1 second after these commercial breaks.
When I say donuts, what comes to mind? Those donuts sitting on a shelf for a week and a half, small and wrinkly. No. Lone Star Donuts are Texas-style donuts. But you know what? We're in Washington State, and there's 3 locations with nearly 50 flavors. Silverdale, Washington, at 360-204-5021. Port Orchard, Washington, 360-443-2600. And in Poulsbo, Washington, 360-626-1164. And I said, nearly 50 flavors of donuts and kolaches. Ever had one? So you might get one. They're delicious. They're Texas-style donuts, so they're huge, homemade, locally owned and operated business. Great tasting donuts. Get some today. For you, for your friends, your family, for your co-workers. Lone Star Donuts. Great tasting donuts around. And you know what? You can't buy happiness, but you can buy donuts. That's pretty much close to the same thing, right? Lone Star Donuts in Kitsap County. Silverdale, Port Orchard, and Poulsbo. Check them out today.
Hola, my friends. Hope you're doing well. Maybe you're getting a little hungry, so this little promotion for some businesses here in Silverdale might get you hungry. So if you're in the area, Kitsap County area, stop on by and see my friends at Taquiza, located at the Kitsap Mall in Silverdale. Their address is 10315 Silverdale, Washington. Their number is 360-698-4335. And on Tuesdays, you can go down and get your fill of tacos for 50% off. And now they have 6 kinds of tacos, so you can guarantee you'll get full on some tacos on Tuesday. They have burritos, chimichangas, taco salads. My favorite are the grilled jalapenos. And sometimes in the season, those jalapenos are super hot and super good. So go on down and see my friends at Taquiza at the Kitsap Mall. Also in Silverdale, they have a food truck called Taquiza Street. They have breakfast burritos, homemade flan, tacos, and churros too. All made with the freshest ingredients. Great customer service. Great staff. Their number is 360-200-7315. Located at 9571 Silverdale Way, Washington. That's 9571 Silverdale Way in Silverdale. Taquiza and Taquiza Street, great places for some authentic Mexican food. Go down and see them. Tell them Joey sent you from Chit and Chat, the Encouraging One Another podcast, and get your feel on some delicious tacos.
Nineteenth Hole and Bar and Grill at 2171 Erlands Point Road in Bremerton. Are you looking for a place to wind down for some nice cold beverages, some amazing food, and amazing customer service as well? Come on down to 19th Hole Bar and Grill. It's a great atmosphere where you can hang out with family and friends and maybe co-workers as well. Come on down. Did you know it's one of the oldest bars in Kitsap County, dating back to 1939, and the menu is to die for. Every week, every day, something special. Like Sundays and Mondays, steak night, Tuesdays, Taco Tuesday, Wednesday, wing night, and Fridays are always fish and chips night. With amazing halibut and cod. I also got burgers, sandwiches, salads, and much, much more. And you've got a banquet room for bigger gatherings of friends and families for like birthday parties and whatever shindig you got. Did you know they are rated number 1 bar and grill in the best of Kitsap County in 2022 and 2023? They're locally owned and operated. Maybe if you're too busy to stop in, place your order today. Call 360-813-3501 or go to the website at 19thholebarngrill.com today. Their hours are 11 to 11 Monday through Friday and 8 to 11 Saturday and Sunday. This is 19th Hole Bar and Grill in Bremerton. Eat local. Eat well.
My next song is by Rosalie Hovenkamp. Her song called Intervene. What a great song. And you are not alone. Even times you may feel alone, you are not alone. God's always there, and He is there to intervene, to help you out when you're going through some hard times and difficulties. Throughout the 3 years of doing this podcast, I've met a lot of musicians along the way, all across the United States. And our next song is by a gal from up in the New York area, and Robbie Hart. She is such an amazing singer. She sings from the heart, and I just really love sharing her music. This is Home is Where You Are by Robbie Hart.
On my way to you last night, swear I hit every red light and a full tank of gas, but it got me nowhere fast. Can't believe it went all that way, only to be turned away. The roads had all been closed. I tried to stay composed, but the streets were bare, no one would care if I pulled over to the shoulder and cried. The smell of sunlit suburbs, the sound of crackling fires, the feeling of your hugs when I am overwhelmed and tired. The street lamp may be broken, but the line is always on. Home is wherever you are. Way back when I moved away, you said we'd always find a way. You knew just what to do if I couldn't get to you. Packed up all my favorite things, hit the road and came to me. But that's all in the past. Can't remember when I saw you last. These are fragile times, but a love like yours and mine will always shine through and stay strong. The smell of sunlit suburbs, the sound of crackling fires, the feeling of your hugs when I am overwhelmed and tired. The street lamp may be broken, but the line is always on. Home is wherever you are. Nothing makes this distance any easier. I just wanna hold on to you tight. Even though I call you every day and night, it's not like being in the shadow of your light. The street lamp may be broken, but the line is always on. Home is wherever. The smell of sunlit suburbs, the sound of crackling fires, the feeling of your hugs when I am overwhelmed and tired. The door is always open and the line is always on. Home is wherever. Home is wherever. Home is wherever you are.
I want to share with you some words of encouragement today. I am not a mistake. Comes from Psalms 139:34. I am gifted. Comes from James 1:17. I take refuge in Him, from Nahum 1:7. God is the source of my strength. Isaiah 40:29. He is always with me, and I am never alone. Deuteronomy 31:8. I come to Him anytime to ask wisdom. He will guide me. James 1:5. I have all I need because God provides for me. Philippians 4:19. Thank you so much for joining today here on Chit and Chat, the Encouraging One Another podcast. Really fun interview with Clare Cunningham. Got to share some of her songs, Clovers and Angel of the Emerald Isle. Also thanks to Andrew Dean, his song, If I Could. Rosalie Hovenkamp's song, Intervene. And Robbie Hart, Home is Wherever You Are. Please subscribe and follow to the podcast on Spotify, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and also be heard on Total Mix Radio. That's totalmixradio.org, mix with 2 X's. It's played there about twice a week. And as always, just have fun. Have a fun time here, encouraging people, meeting people, getting their story, sharing some great music, and just be an encouragement to others. Thanks for listening. Thanks for joining. See you next week. My name is Jody. I am the host here on Chit and Chat, the Encouraging One Another podcast. It's always about encouraging others.
This is Chit Chat, the Encouraging One Another podcast. It's always about encouraging others.